Hello, thanks for watching. This video will focus on the third measure in the weather and climate sector, air quality. Researchers used two indicators, carbon dioxide emissions and air quality parameters. Carbon dioxide emissions are an indicator of greenhouse gas emissions. Alberta's carbon dioxide emissions are found to have substantially increased in the recent decades. Increasing greenhouse gas emissions as a result of human activity is a primary cause of climate change, according to the Government of Canada and other national and international scientific and governmental organizations. The most common measure for total greenhouse gas emissions in a specified region over time is referred to as the CO2 equivalent. This indicator is a measure of 7 greenhouse gases released through human activities. The Battle River Watershed emitted almost 23 million tons of greenhouse gases in 2017. Per capita, this rate's about 3.5 times the rate for Alberta as a whole. The oil and gas sector is the largest greenhouse gas emitter in Canada, accounting for over half of the total emissions in 2019, according to the Government of Canada. CO2 emissions from agricultural practices have also been steadily rising since 1990. In 2019, agricultural CO2 emissions accounted for 8% of Canada's total greenhouse gas emissions. This map shows the greenhouse gases from facilities for 2018 in the BRW and surrounding area, expressed as tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. The second indicator researchers used was air quality parameters. Air quality is influenced by air pollutant concentrations such as nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, etc. These pollutants are affiliated with the prevalence of asthma, allergies, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and heart conditions. The first map shows the ozone concentration in the BRW. Ozone causes respiratory symptoms and further aggravates existing conditions such as asthma or other chronic lung diseases, as well as damaging the integrity of plants and decreasing agricultural crop yields, according to the Canadian Council of Ministers of the Environment. Next map shows the fine particulate matter concentration. Fine particulate matter causes health issues such as asthma attacks, chronic bronchitis, and heart attacks, as well as causing changes to the soil and water chemistry, according to the Canadian Council of Ministers of the Environment. The third map shows the estimated concentration in parts per billion of sulfur dioxide in the air. Sulfur dioxide significantly impacts respiratory conditions and can lead to airway inflammation as well as interfering with plant photosynthesis and energy metabolism, therefore decreasing plant growth and yield. The fourth and final map shows the nitrogen dioxide estimated concentration. Nitrogen dioxide can aggravate respiratory diseases such as asthma and can contribute to allergic responses, also can contribute to the formation of ozone and acid rain. Data trends show that Alberta has been the leading province in nitrogen oxide emissions from 2000 to 2016, presumably due to the large oil and gas sector in the province. So what's being done? The Alberta government is phasing out electricity generation from coal by 2030 and implementing new standards to reduce methane emissions from oil and gas by 45% by 2025. Alberta's carbon competitiveness incentive regulations continue to apply to large emitters, and the Oil Sands Emissions Limit Act sets an annual greenhouse gas emissions limit on oil sands. For air quality parameters, Alberta's ambient air quality objectives and guidelines set the standard all current acts and regulations aim to fulfill. And in 2019, the federal government implemented a federal carbon tax to meet the goal of reducing greenhouse gas emissions by more than 30% by 2030 as part of the Paris Agreement Plan, according to the Government of Canada 2021. More can be done. The province of Alberta and the country of Norway have similar profiles when it comes to their resource sectors. Norway produces and consumes significantly more renewable energy than Canada. Because of Norway's similar industrial profile to Canada, particularly in its oil and gas sector, the Alberta government can learn from Norway's approach to industrial emissions, investing in carbon capture and storage technologies and using a portion of oil and gas profit to support emissions reductions programs and research.